Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. We're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Gemini. Alright, my lovely Geminis, we're going to do the air signs next, and then we will finish off with the water signs. Alright, the fire signs are up and the earth signs are up. And let's get right into it, Gemini. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages for the week. Then we'll pull out your animal spirits, and then we'll get right into the traditional deck. Here we go. Release your ex. I keep telling people this is a period of releasing. Give your relationship a chance. So some of you are working things out, and some of you are having heart-to-heart conversations. Alright, nice. Alright, so Gemini, let's see what your animal spirits are like this week. See what you may or may not be resonating with, or what kind of individuals you may be dealing with this week. Animal spirits can also indicate stages in your life that you're entering, or energies that are becoming available to you during a certain period in your life that you require them, right? Because, of course, we can resonate with all animal spirits at some point or another. These are just energies, universal energies that we can tap into if we are aware enough of their presence. And if we tap into their mood, right? Their energy, their essence. So here we go. Straight out is the bat. Air energy. The darkness before the light. Rabbit. Earth energy. This has been coming out. The rabbit's been coming out. A lot of people are very fearful right now. We have the camel is fire. All right, so the bat. The bat is air energy. With the bat, we talk about the darkness before the light, right? The darkness before the dawn. The bat waits for the light, the sun to set, and for the moon to come out. And it's in the moonlight that the bat is able to see things that he normally would not be able to see during the light. Now, bats actually don't see very well at all. They use echolocation. And in this way, we're talking about seeing things that aren't always that clear and having to use other senses in a way, right? And really getting rid of, and in this way also, we're talking about letting go, right? So the bat comes out to let go, to help us let go of those last little bits that are hiding in the recesses, right? We're talking about letting go of little things, slights, letting go of that one little thing that has still been nagging at you about something. And until you're able to let it go, you're just simply not able to move forward into the light. And so the bat talks about that. This is the essence of going into the dark and seeking out the remnants, right? The last little remnants of toxic relationships or energies that we've taken on. Things that we normally don't realize we are still carrying and holding on to because it's hidden from us. And so this is the energy of the bat. Very much mental energy. It's an air spirit. So it's all about clearing out the mind, clearing out the last little kind of toxic bits that sit there and decay in our mind and continue to hold us back. And a lot of us don't really realize, you still bitter about that? Usually your friends will let you know, damn, girl, you still holding on to that? Or, dude, man, let it go. It's like those little things. And it's like you have to be willing to hear that. And the bat is one of those energies that comes in and says, wow, time to let go so you can move forward. Rabbit, earth energy. And very, very frightened, paranoid. The rabbit is frightened, is paranoid. It's just very, very skittish. With rabbit energy, we're talking about someone who is always bemoaning their fate. It's a real pessimistic attitude as well. They're always like, oh, God, I'm going to be gobbled up, That's the energy of the rabbit. And so this is the person, you ever have one of these friends, they're always like, they're just not positive about life. They're always worried about something happening, something going wrong. And it's really kind of nervous energy. If this is the case, it's time to really pull back. If you're resonating with that or you're getting too much into the energy, pull back from what you're doing and start to sort of like Stop thinking about all of the things that could possibly go wrong. Put yourself in a space that is calm and that is safe, so you can begin to like sort of concentrate on that type of energy. If you're dealing with somebody who's resonating with this, you can also perhaps help them with that. But oftentimes, you know, if they're a really close friend, it will be a case of just trying to allay their fears, you know, trying to talk with them. But it could just be that also you may just be dealing with somebody in a relationship who is like this. They're just a pessimistic fuck, and it's like a nightmare to be around them. That could be the energy as well, and that's up to you, you know. But if you want to, you know what I mean? Because like I say, November is about clearing out relationships that no longer suit you. Camel energy comes in with the fire. All right, so camel is fire, of course, and camel talks about being able to go for very, very long stretches of time in the heat, and being self-sufficient. The camel has a very deep reservoir of energy and fire that keeps it going, you know. The camel's cool. The camel is in charge of himself and his feelings and his fire as well. It's a very temperance energy, the camel, in terms of an animal spirit, you know. And oftentimes the camel can also come in when you're dealing with people who are heated. When you're dealing with people who are heated, who are pissed off all the time, or they're always in a, you know, every time you talk to them, they get very agitated. The camel is the one who will keep his cool. You know, he won't be taken off of his square. And this is just really nice, strong, wise energy that to resonate with. Certainly fire energy, but this is this kind of fire that really just rolls along quietly, but it keeps on going. You know, it never goes out, but it feels like an ember fire. You know what I mean? A long-lasting ember fire, as opposed to one that just burns off. Because it is a fire elemental animal, right? But the camel is able to keep its forward momentum, no matter how difficult the road is. He's able to sort of just keep going forward. He has his real inner strength. And when he needs to cool himself down or take a break, he goes within himself, because, of course, the camel carries his water around with him in his hump. And so, you know, we see how these animals, you know, how they are in the wild, you know, their behavior and their temperament and everything speaks a lot to the energy of what the animal spirit is all about. And the camel is one of these very self-sufficient, resourceful animals that can really take a long road of trial and tribulation and staying cool in the face of others who are unable to keep their cool. All right, we're going to get right into your spread. Pull out your cards. We're going to do about 4 to 8 3-card spreads for you, Gemini. And of course, you may or may not resonate with these, and that's fine. Just take what applies to you, and if it doesn't relate to you, just let it go. Straight out, we have King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. These 3 cards have been showing up everywhere. There's certain cards that have been coming out recently a lot. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords are 3 of those cards. Now, you come into this week feeling very, very sort of on top of your game. You're very much in charge of your business, your career. And you come into an opportunity for a new endeavor, a new creative endeavor, Gemini. This is for a Gemini who's been working for a long time in one sort of area or career, and you've already mastered that. You know, you already have your sort of success. You know, you've already achieved a certain amount of success in your life. But now you want to start something really different, and it's something new. It's something like that totally speaks to your passion, to your heart. It may be something that's very, very creative, whereas you may have been really having a career that's much more, you know, sort of, you know, money orientated or very sort of business orientated. But this is something that you come across this week, an opportunity to do something really, really sort of creative and something new. It's a real inspiration that comes into you, but you end the week with a 7 of Swords, and that's a feeling of somebody who is really going to be trying to fuck up your dreams, you know? 7 of Swords is very sort of toxic energy. 7 of Swords is somebody usually very close to you, okay, who is who wants to covet what you have. This is the type of toxic energy about from someone who always wants what somebody else's has, always wants what their friend has. You know, usually it will be somebody close to them or someone they look up to, because by taking what they have, they somehow, you know, they somehow seem to think that they will also then be able to become you in some ways. It's a real sycophantish kind of weird toxic energy, but for the most part, it's the energy of really being stabbed in the back, you know, treacherous, someone who is, you know, willing to do whatever they can to get their hands on whatever you have, right? And oftentimes they're really underhanded about it, and they're usually very close to you. So you're going to round off this week. You come into this great opportunity to do something new, but there's going to be some weird toxic energy towards the end of the week, and I'm going to call it now, Gemini. This will be with somebody very close to you. Okay, this will be with someone. There's going to be for some of you who are resonating with this, if this is the case and you have some very, you know, think about it, if you have a close friend of yours or someone who you normally kind of think you get along with very well, and all of a sudden there's some really weird toxic energy with them this week after all of this has happened, if you resonate with this, then it could very well be that they're trying to just get their hands on something, and you're going to find out, you know, that some toxic energy is there. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. Money, money, money. So some of you come into this week going about your business as you always do, being very ambitious. You know, 9 of Pentacles is somebody who's extremely ambitious, working on their coin. You take care of your body. You're good at what you do. This is somebody who is not only ambitious at achieving money, but ambitious at wanting to achieve things in life, right? This person wants to be good at everything. They want to look good. They want to be good. They don't just want to, like, cut corners, right? So, and they also are, look at them, they're luxuriating in her own garden. This is all the money coming in from the hard work that you have put in. However, 9 of Pentacles are generally people who are alone, okay? They've gotten all of this riches and wealth and everything at the expense or at the sacrifice of deeper connections. Excuse me. And this week you come in with this energy, Gemini. Maybe that it's on your mind that you'd like to have a relationship or give a relationship a chance, but you're met with 10 of Pentacles, which is, yeah, the opportunity comes in. You know, it all comes in, and I think you meet with somebody who's very, very aligned with you. They're the same type of person you are in a lot of ways. They may be working in your field. You may just bump into each other. Or this may indeed be a relationship that you've already started, but in some way this week you come together with someone, either someone you've already been with and it resonates higher, or you meet someone new and the potential is there very quickly for you to come together, right? And this will be a case of coming together and having a strong bond in a relationship, and also probably working together as well. Could very much be a power dynamic, business power dynamic coming in, but there's a sense of love and affection there, and of building a family and a legacy happening. You end the week with a Queen of Pentacles, and I think this is very much the case. You meet this person and it's almost as if you both kind of resonate and build, all of a sudden you're a power couple, and it's just by coming together you both lift each other's sort of status. You very quickly jump from a 9 of Pentacles where you have worked so hard for all of this and you are in a really great space on a material plane in terms of your health, your body, your looks, your money, your status, your skills. All of that is really resonating highly. And you get right away propelled into a position of Queen of Pentacles, which is the matriarch. I'm going to say for some of you, this is very much indeed for a feminine energy Gemini. So if you resonate with being a feminine energy Gemini, and I don't say boy or girl, I say feminine energy because my readings are not gender specific, but they're about feminine and masculine energies for sure. If you're resonating with feminine energy, yeah, you come together with your person and it very quickly, you know, this scenario very quickly or has a high potential, and you see it this week for you to be wifey. Because you ascend to a queen, which is basically the same person, same sort of energy, but now you're a matriarch in a sense, right? You're the matriarch of the family, of the business. This is a coming together, definitely, of a strong power dynamic couple. 5 of Cups, King of Wands, and 6 of Wands. So some of you come into this week really kind of upset about a relationship that fell apart. Perhaps releasing your ex's energy that's at play. You need to release your ex. You may be needing to do a bit more healing work to let them go. You're just coming in feeling really regretful. Five of Cups is regret for the past, regret for, relationships that didn't work out. Wallowing in it a little bit because there's always those other two cups there. So the possibility of a better relationship is right around the corner, but it's like you're kind of wallowing in the past, and in this way you're really stopping yourself from moving on. But in any case, you come into the week this week, Gemini, with a little sad feeling like that and feeling regret, and you come right across the King of Wands. And I'm going to say this King of Wands comes in and lifts you right up and makes you feel great about yourself. This person is probably going to have heart-to-heart conversation with you. They may be resonating with camel energy, being fire. King of Wands is fire, fire. So this person is very enthusiastic, but they know what they're talking about. They're very strong, they're fiery, they're supportive, they're enthusiastic, they're motivational. They make you feel good about yourself. And they have this kind of authority because the King of Wands is the natural leader in a lot of ways, right? And they have this natural authority that really makes you feel like, yeah, if they say it's so, then it must be so. And they have this way of really lifting you up out of feeling bad for yourself, because it's like if somebody's so powerful and strong and wise and, just such a strong personality, character can be interested in me and wanting to raise me up, then it's an ego booster, or it's a self-confidence booster. And that's what the King of Wands can do. He's very good at lifting people up in this way, and also in setting an example for people to follow their own path and to remain buoyant in life and passionate about life rather than having life bring you down. And you come across this person and you round out your week with a Six of Wands, which is a beautiful sense of victory, and this feels very much, Gemini, like for some of you, this is bat energy also coming in. You finally letting go of the last little remnants of a heartbreak or a traumatic situation from the past, and really coming out into the dawn here and feeling like you're finally having a victory. And I mean a victory over yourself in a way, because Five of Cups is power struggle, and it's an internal power struggle, but here it's like this victory over your own self. Some of you may have been dealing with a lot of depression issues, and now that you're able to let go, you're feeling like, oh my God, I think I can actually get myself out of my depression issues by being more intentional, and you feel a sense of victory coming in that way. It's almost a very spiritual awakening and understanding that you get for yourself. For some of you, I feel that coming in very strongly, that you finally let go, but this act of letting go, it gives you, it's almost like a high priestess moment. It's like, oh, that's what she's talking about. No wonder she can't tell you. You have to learn it for yourself. You realize very quickly, one of the secrets to being in charge of your emotions and vanquishing depression. And it's a secret that, what makes it a secret is that it isn't a secret. It's something you have to learn. Nobody can tell you what it is. And this is part of the victory as well. Nine of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So you come into this week, some of you certainly, reevaluating the recent past, reevaluating this journey that you've been on. You're still on the journey. You still have to kind of resonate with camel energy in the sense that you have to dig deep and pull up a little bit more energy before this period of difficulty is truly behind you, but you're realizing it, and you're waking up to all of the kind of crutches you've carried along the way. You start to realize, Nine of Wands is the realization of waking up of how much you've been carrying, of what these burdens really mean to you, and it's the summoning of that last little bit of energy to finally push away and leave. It's like, for instance, when an example will be if you are in an abusive relationship you've been in for a long time, and suddenly you're coming to a period in this relationship where you're starting to really realize all of the things that you've been through. You're starting to realize the damage that it's done to you, and you're starting to realize as you're waking up to that, oh my God, I have to get out of this, right? Okay, so then you say to yourself, okay, but I can't just leave. I still have to summon a little bit more energy. I have to get my money together. I have to plan. I have to this, whatever this logistics are of getting out of that scenario. And trust me, I've been through a lot in my life, and I can resonate with a lot of different scenarios, and that's one of them. You still have to summon that last little bit of energy now, you know. So this is what Nine of Wands is like. That's just an example. It's a waking up and also a realization that you still have a little bit further to go before you can go get out of it. You're met with a Queen of Swords energy, which is quite interesting because Queen of Swords is really a kind of clarity that comes. She brings with it clarity. She brings us up out of the clouds into clear thinking. You can see that her head is kind of, you know, the throne is in the clouds almost, but her head raises up over the clouds with that sword. It's clarity that she brings, and she no longer has to wear masks. She no longer has to pretend to be something that she's not. You know, it's been an exhausting process, but she also beckons for other people to be that way too. And she asks, you know, she brings an energy of telling you or reminding you to be your authentic self, not to try to be somebody else, but to be your authentic self. And in this way, to be clear of who you are, you know, to yourself and to the world, right? And so this is quite interesting that you come into this energy this week. I'm going to say for some of you, this could very well be a heart-to-heart conversation that you have with somebody about what you truly like to do, about letting go, about perhaps releasing an ex. And you come out of this week with a plan. Page of Swords talks about a very clear-cut plan to get something accomplished. It's inventiveness, it's practicality. It's logical thinking. And I want to say for some of you, I do feel very strongly that this could be like a tough situation that you're trying to get out of. And it could be an abusive situation. It could be a situation that's damaging in some way, or a situation where you're surrounded by people who are taking you down a road that is not good for you. Right? And you're waking up to that. Again, November is the month of clearing out toxic situations in all areas of our lives. And so for this, Gemini, I feel very, very good for you. This is going to be the last spread. Magician. There's your King of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so that's been showing up everywhere as well. So you come into this week. Some of you certainly come into this week on top of your game. 100% on top of your game. You know what you're doing. You make it look easy, right? You're mastering something on a particular path, whatever that skill is or whatever that objective is. This week, you're really you're on fire. Everything is working out well, and you come up against the King of Swords. I'm going to say this King of Swords is somebody who kind of matches you in that way, but they're also a little bit more, you know, rigid. You know, they're a little bit more letter of the law sort of type of person, orderly. But you guys really meet in a good way. This person could be bringing you a business opportunity because they see your skill here, because you end the week with a huge golden opportunity in career and finance or business. And I'm going to say this is very much a kind of, boom, you guys meet each other. This King of Swords knows what they're doing. They're not bullshitting. This is not somebody who's just like, oh, yeah, I got an idea. Let's talk about it over a beer next week again. You know what I mean? Like, really, nobody has time. It's very soon going to be 2020. Ain't nobody got time for that anymore. You know, those days are over. And people are getting shit done. People are wanting to get shit done. So it's not bullshit. This person has a track record. They've actually succeeded at something. They've actually achieved something. And they see your skills, and you guys come together for a very real opportunity. And again, I'm going to say this is going to be a sign of things to come as all of this gets fleshed out in December. All right, my lovely Gemini, this is your November 17th to the 23rd reading. I hope you did enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, and share if you did. But for right now, I'm just going to say have a wonderful week, Gemini, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.